My first search is changes in higher education to prepare for workforce, and this search turns up really good, really reliable results. There's information from all kinds of publication types like articles, professional blogs, forums, all from like organizations and really reliable sources. For example, a preparedness study from Bentley University, which is exactly what I'm looking for. Even as you scroll through the different Google pages, there's just tons of information, all really relevant to my topic, and it just is definitely the information that I was seeking. My second Google search is college courses prepare for future, and I changed it to college courses from higher education to make it more specific to college, but then I changed future, and I have that instead of workforce, just because I think that is kind of more broad, and I just kind of wanted to see the different results that it would turn up. And this one is not nearly as helpful. It's talking a lot about high school classes preparing for college, and I'm looking for how college classes prepare for the future, like prepare for work. They're all from reliable sources like U.S. News, but again, it's high school students talking about mainly high school students, and that's not helpful and not the information that I was looking for. My third search is college students not prepared for work, and I changed this kind of to see what including the not in the search, like what kind of that searches that would bring up. And I'm surprised because, again, there's quite a few things or results talking about high school students, again, preparing for college, which isn't really what I was looking for, but this one also turns up some really good information about college students in the work world, which is what I am looking for. I noticed this one has more like tests and surveys and studies, so it offers like different kinds of information and like actual data to back up, what they're talking about. And I think that's important, and I think that's kind of interesting. Um, I changed it also in the first place to not, just because it seemed like in the other results it was all talking about how students weren't prepared. So I figured there would be a lot of information from this perspective. My first source that I found that was really reliable is an article from Holiday Hart McKiernan, who is Vice President of Strategic Operations and Chief of Staff at Lumina Foundation. So it's a really reliable source from the Association of Governing Boards of Universities and Colleges. So, I think that's about as good of a source as you can get. But this source is just organized really well. There's a lot of really important and relevant information, all easy to comprehend, and there's like data to back up their opinions. So I think that's really important. But I think the main thing that I took away from the source was just how well it was organized. It's just really a lot of good information that is easy to apply to my question. My second source that I thought was really helpful was a peer review article from the Association of American Colleges and Universities. Again, just a reputable source from different people with different perspectives on things. And again, it just offers up some really good information on how to improve college education to help students be more prepared for the work world. And there's different data, different studies done, all included in the same source. But again, it offers another perspective of just how would they change, the education. So it kind of, is realistic, and I think it's easy to follow again. But I think this one just has a lot of really good information, really good data. My third source is an article, Education Should Prepare Students for Work, Life, and it's from a person that's involved in business and education. So it's coming from a person that would be doing hiring, and kind of what they would want to see out of their hirees. Like here, what would I want changed? So I think this is important because it's from the perspective of a person that would be hiring these graduates, and it's exactly what he would want to see. So it's just a good perspective on the question. Honestly, I think my first search was the best one. It turned up the most relevant information. If I did have to go back and change something, I would use more specialized databases to find more scholarly information. But from my first search, my research question was answered, and my first search turned up the best results. So I wouldn't really change much.